After what feels like an eternity, we've finally been blessed with the Nintendo Switch 2, and while most normal people are sinking countless hours into the new Mario Kart, I'm over here rebuying an 8-month-old game for one video. It's been a long time coming for Nintendo fans to have hardware that isn't woefully antiquated, and now that the Switch 2 has joined the party, how well does Sonic X Shadow Generations run on it? Let's get right into things. Let's go over what I'll actually be doing in this video. We'll be comparing both Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations on Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2. We'll be comparing frame rates, resolution count, and load times, Digital Foundry style. Lord knows they're not covering this game again. Up first is the original Sonic Generations. I wasn't worrying much for this version of the game since it's got about, 13 years on Shadow Gens? It was designed for much weaker hardware than this. And thankfully, this version of the game has no discernible compromises compared to any other version. In docked mode, I calculated a 1440p output, which compares favorably to the 1080p output of the Switch 1 version. Not to mention we're getting double the frame rate, going from a jittery 30 to 31 FPS to a smooth and stable 60. I don't have time to test every single level, so while a frame rate dip is technically possible, I'm sure the system has plenty of headroom to avoid frame drops. Sonic Generations in portable mode is much the same. While I can't get direct portable capture from the console, what I can do is take screenshots and get some resolution figures for you. For portable mode, the game seems to be a full 1080p, and again, there were no discernible frame drops in my testing. So the original Sonic Generations seems to run great, as it should. But how about Shadow Generations? Here's where the video gets a bit interesting. Like every other current gen system, Shadow Generations has two performance profiles, image quality mode and a performance mode. Image quality targets 30 FPS and higher resolutions, while performance mode targets 60 FPS with lower resolutions. Let's start out with the performance profile. For the frame rate, I didn't really find any dips in my testing. Again, dips could be more than possible, but I just didn't experience any. In docked mode, the resolution target here is 720p. It doesn't look terrible, I suppose. Keep in mind that the original Switch has a dynamic resolution system that targets 720p but very rarely hits that. For Switch 2, I did pixel counts on 4 separate shots, which all came up with a 720p rendering resolution. So it's possible the resolution is fixed on the new machine. But even at 720p, this version is so much cleaner. The image can still have that over-sharpened look, but by and large, the clarity boost is a game changer. Moving on to portable mode, our resolution is once again 720p. Although it doesn't scale cleanly into the 1080p panel, the game still looks quite nice at this size. One issue I have noticed across both docked and portable modes is the fact that the HUD isn't native resolution to the panel, meaning that in docked mode on a 4K display, on-screen text and other 2D elements are being shown at 720p, when they really should be at full 4K. It's not like this isn't possible, as the PC version has a render scale option to do just that. It's not a big deal in portable mode, but in docked mode it can be quite obvious. On to the image quality mode, I'm sad to say that it has the exact same problem as every other console version. Shadow Generations exhibits questionable frame pacing when running at 30 FPS regardless of the platform. Sonic Frontiers had this same issue as well, so it's likely just inherent to the engine. For docked mode, we're looking at 1080p. Compared to something like PlayStation 5, it's fairly soft, but this is quite comparable to what the Steam Deck achieves at 30 FPS. In portable mode, we're looking at 720p again. Without context, this seems quite strange. How is performance mode pulling double the frames without a graphical downgrade? Well, I believe it has all to do with the clock speed of the CPU. While Nintendo hasn't given official numbers, the clock speed for the system leaked a bit ago. In portable mode, the CPU clocks actually go up. When the performance mode already targets 60 FPS at 720p, there's not much you can do to improve the image quality mode, especially when the GPU is more constrained. When it comes to this game and basically every Sega game on Switch 2, we have to talk about their physical versions. Every Sega game near launch is going to be a game key card. Essentially what that means is the cartridge is going to have no data on it. So when you put it in the console, it's going to ask you to authenticate with Nintendo servers and download the entirety of the game onto your system. In theory, this isn't a big deal. This type of cartridge was pitched as a way to let humongous current-gen games get some sort of physical version. But what we're seeing Sega and many other publishers do is make almost all their physicals these key cards. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S is like 4 gigabytes, and it's a key card, while the original Switch 1 version is a full cartridge. And this seems to be a recurring theme across a myriad of companies. We don't have a reason as to why publishers are doing this, but the common consensus is that Nintendo's offering next to no options for cartridge sizes. It's either a 64GB cartridge or it's the keycard. If this is true, then it at least somewhat absolves the publisher of accountability, but this situation is still very disappointing regardless of how it's happening. The last thing I want to talk about are the load times. Switch 2 loads faster across the board, but by how much? Let's take a look. And before I go, here's some extended comparison footage of Sonic X Shadow Generations on Switch 1 versus Switch 2.
This is the ultimate power. Go. Let's do this. Freeze. There. That's it.
So, what do you think? Does the Switch 2 meet your expectations, or does it fall a bit short? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to take a closer look, some of the footage in this video is going to be uploaded onto my second channel, Cyber Studios 808. As always, thank you to Azure Crystal for being my Patreon supporter. YouTube memberships are also open if you'd like to support me that way. I'm thinking about doing a Yakuza 0 graphical comparison video, so if you want to see that, please like and share this video. And with that, I'll see you all very soon. Peace.